What's up, everybody? It's your boy. I'm back in the building. Got another video for you today. I'm not one to tell someone to not take the money. I would take the money. I understand it. I have no issues at all with taking the money that you are offered. If someone offers you $6.3 million over 4 years, I highly would recommend that you do take it. I highly would expect you to take it. So, as I've said before, over and over and over again about the free agency market here in the WNBA and this new CBA, I stand on it. I don't blame players. Take the bread, get paid. I don't think anyone should take a pay cut. In fact, if you do, that's on you. That's a mistake in my opinion, but you do you. Let's jump in on this topic right here. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I am your host, Rudy Rodriguez. Show might hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell, hype the video, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Appreciate y'all continued support of the channel. Let's jump in right here on this topic, man. Aliyah Boston gets she gets her money, man. Aliyah Boston got paid. And very, very interesting, to say the least, to see this happen because, quite frankly, it didn't need to happen. And that's where the problem lies within the WNBA and the decision making of a lot of these teams, but the Indiana Fever primarily, because they're the ones that seem to be making these mistakes in decisions. This is just another one of them. Just another one of them. Leah Boston, 4 years, $6.3 million. Salute, Leah Boston. You got paid. Wonderful. Whoop-de-doo. For her, great. For Indiana, really, why? Why? What was the need? She didn't have to get paid this year. You could have waited till next year. You could have waited till next year. Indiana Fever, a three-time WNBA All-Star, Aliyah Boston is signing a 4-year, $6.3 million contract extension with the franchise, giving her the richest total salary in the league history to date. As you all know, Asia Wilson had signed hers like literally, 2 days earlier, 3 years, $5 million. So now she was the highest paid player in the league for all of a couple of days. And now Aliyah Boston is the highest paid player. Now, average per year, it's basically the same. I believe it's pretty much the same. If you go with 5 million divided by 3, that's 1.666666. You go 6.3 million divided by 4, that's 1.5. So on a per annum basis, Asia Wilson's number is still per annum higher by a little bit. But nonetheless, Aliyah Boston's going to get paid $1 million this year. $1 million this year. Someone says nobody contract should be more than Asia Wilson. Well, technically it's not. On an annum basis, it's not. See who I replied to that. I was about to say that. And, yeah. So Asia's is a higher per annum, but length of deal, this is definitely the biggest. Damn, Caitlin Clark is about to be the first one to get 10 to 15 million. Nah, it's not gonna happen. But what are we doing? How does this help the Indiana Fever right now? Please, someone clue me in. Before you jump up and down and say, yeah, girl, go get your money, all that stuff. It's cute. Tell me exactly how this benefits the Indiana Fever right now. I will tell you it does not. And it does not. Let's take a look right now. Here is the cap information over from Sports Track. And you can see the numbers, and I'll share them with you so you see what I'm looking at. And again, ask yourself the question, why? Why? For what reason do you need to do this? You don't. You didn't need to do this. You see their cap, 6.618, 846. They're second in total cap. So they basically spent all their money. They have very little left in cap space. So they're out of 15 teams, they have the second least amount of cap room. They only have a roster of 10 of 12. Their roster right now is, I haven't done the math here, so forgive me on this. I'm going to calculate it right with y'all. 1.4 plus 119. So Leah's going to make $1.19 million this year. 800. When you couple this with the other bad contracts on this team, I mean, it's kind of funny. 400. By the way, we also found out that Maisha Hines-Allen's contract is actually pretty reasonable. So I'm not as upset about that deal anymore. But I need you to see something here. Because right now, the Indiana Fever only have enough money to pay Raven Johnson. The Indiana Fever right now, for the 2026 season, only have enough money left under their cap to pay Raven Johnson. We've already seen that they sent this girl, Justine Passat, to some developmental deal, which is completely, don't even understand why. You signed these three players, Shatori Walker Kimbrough, and Kiana Traylor and Megan McConnell, to camp deals, which means they're not going to make the team. They're going to be cut in a week, maybe even less than that. I almost wonder why you invite them, because the WNBA camps are bogus and they're pointless, and players that invited to camp deals don't get paid unless don't make the team unless your name is Kennedy Carter, and she will make the team for the Vegas Aces unless she does something crazy. So you got rid of Passat already. Passat's not going to be on your team. Your allocations are already second in the league. You're there's only one team at him. I don't even know which one it is. I haven't looked yet. But when you add the 289, 133 for Raven Johnson, you're at 6,907,979. So basically, there's no money left. That means Jessica Timmons, she's got no chance to make this team. Justine Passat is not making this team. As you already know, she's been signed to a developmental deal, and I doubt it's for 270. What are the developmental contracts? So the player development roster spots, allowing teams to sign up to 2 extra players outside the standard 12-player roster. These players earn a $750 a week stipend, plus a prorated minimum salary of $6,136 for up to 12 activated games. So they can only be active for 12 games, which is 6,136 times 12. So she can make $73,000. So basically, your difference right now between the money for Raven Johnson and the rest of the cap allows you to pay Justine Passat her little $73K for 12 games. The girl Timmons ain't gonna make the team. None of these camp players are gonna make the team. Teams can carry up to 2 developmental players. They don't count against the cap. So the 73K then doesn't count. So I stand corrected. It doesn't count against the cap. But you still only have $93,000 left, which doesn't even cover a minimum salary in the league. So right now, the Fever's capped out. They're done. There's nothing else to do. The eligibility for these developmental players limited to players with 0 to 3 years of service. However, players with 4 to 5 years who played fewer than 160 minutes in the previous season may also be eligible. Developmental players receive guaranteed housing for the year. They can be converted to a standard active contract at any time. Now, how that works, I don't exactly know, because then you'd have to convert them to a real deal, and I don't know that they have the money in the cap to do that. So again, that's something that I am ignorant to, so forgive me about that. I don't know the answer. What I know is this: the Fever will not carry 12 players. They're going to carry 11. That's basically what we're seeing. They're going to carry 11 players on this team because that's all they can afford. Because they got Kelsey, Aliyah, Monique Billings, Lexi Hall, Sophie, Caitlin, Ty Harris, Maisha Hines-Allen, Michaela Timpson, Damaris Dantas. Again, don't know why they signed Damaris Dantas. And you got Raven Johnson. So your cap is done. This will go to 6.907,979. Your cap space will drop down to 92,000 and change, and your roster will be 11 to 12. So they will not have 12 players on this roster. They will not have 12 active players. You figure that one out, man. Here's the problem. You didn't have to pay her this year. You could have given yourselves options to bring in other players or maybe add somebody. The option was there because you literally just jumped her salary by about $600,000 this year. So you went from having almost $700K in cap room. I'm sorry, almost $1 million in cap room to 0 in cap room because you chose to give Aliyah Boston a career 14-8 player who's the same player she was as a rookie, and tell people that you earned. Look, you earn what people give you. So in that case, she earned it. But for what? You didn't have to do it this year. You could have waited till next year. And now that I see the number of Maisha Hines-Allen, which is $315,000, and she's a protected player, so I don't even know what that technically means by rule. What is a protected player in the WNBA? A protected player in the WNBA is a team member designated to be ineligible for selection by new expansion teams during the expansion. Okay, but she wasn't on the team. Okay, I'm not sure because Caitlin Clark is listed as unprotected here, as you can see. So I'm sure they protected her from being taken. But nonetheless, I'm not going to dig into that. I don't really care enough. I care about the fact that they got her for $315, which actually is not a very bad deal. That might be the best contract they got anybody on, to be real, other than Caitlin's. That's probably the best contract they got anybody on. So that tells you that Monique Billings is your starter at power forward. Okay, they're going to start a career backup at power forward, and that's their choice they made. But all you see is just bad management or mismanagement of the team. It's just bad mismanagement of the team. And people can argue with me on this all day. The goal is to have the best players possible. Do you have the best players possible? Could you have gotten better players if you had simply opened a bank account for those players to bring them over to Indiana and pay the Indiana tax that's required to have them overlook the fact that they've been brainwashed to believe that Indiana fans are all racist? I mean, because that's really what this is. This is a brainwashing. I mean, this is just a massive brainwashing, a massive mind fuck that the WNBA has done and media members have done to paint a picture that the Indiana Fever fan base is all a bunch of fucking racists. So there is a tax, in my opinion. But there were players that were available. They did not pay. They did not offer it. They did not pay it. And here they are sitting with a team that looks very, very similar to last year's team, a team that a team that at the end of the day, I don't have much expectation for. And I hate being the bearer of bad news, but last year I probably overbelieved in this team and they were a disaster. Caitlin Clark, got hurt, but the team was a disaster really even before she got hurt. I don't care where they went. Like, I don't care that they advanced to where they advanced. That was a different team than the one they started the year with. And they were playing a completely different style than the style that they were supposed to be playing. So yeah, that didn't make a whole lot. That didn't mean a whole lot to me. But I don't have the belief in this group. I just don't. I just don't. Do I think they're going to be good enough? Yeah, they're going to win 28 games. If they win 30, I think I'd be a little bit surprised on that. I think that might be a stretch. And yeah, I would love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong this year and say that I was so wrong. But this team is a 28-30 win team, man. Somewhere between 25 to 30 wins. But 28 is really where I'm looking at. And they'll make the playoffs. And then we'll find out if they're cut out for the playoffs and cut off to be great. We'll find out, man. So, but this is another example of all the stuff that goes on within the WNBA. But really, more than anybody, this was what goes on with the Indiana Fever because you did not have to extend her this year. You could have waited till next year when you had Kelsey Mitchell potentially off the books, but you're absolutely next year going to try to extend Caitlin Clark. Now, I hope she says no. I hope to God she says no, but you're going to try to do that next year. You see I showed you the numbers. They're going to carry only 11 players. And they got a good deal on Maisha Hines-Allen, believe it or not, for that number. That's a great number for her. But that's a number you could have gotten a lot of players. That's a number you could have gotten a player like Monique Billings for, to be real. I mean, they're the same type of player, same age. Billings a little bit taller. Hines-Allen's actually had a better career than Billings, if you want to be completely transparent about it. But I don't know what people think. I don't know why they are like celebrating this shit. Like I'm not celebrating. Again, get paid, Aliyah Boston. Congratulations, you're getting your money. I'm not mad at you about it. It's not about the player, man. It's about the team putting around the best player in the world, the talent to help her win. And this is not it. It just isn't it. And extending Aliyah Boston guarantees you can't add anything. This is your team. Like it, love it, or hate it. This is your squad. Now you gotta see what happens. Those are my thoughts. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We will be here tomorrow night, Sunday Night Heat with Ben Daniel. Appreciate y'all as always. This is Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. Probably Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.